Hi, it's Joy, and today I'm going to be watching The Dragon Prince, Season 3, Episode 2, The Crown. Thank you so much, Albert, for sponsoring this show. I love it. I'm so excited to see Ezran take the crown. He's very young. Normally I would be concerned, but with Ezran, he is such a good soul that I hope he will be able to build something really beautiful. So yes, let's go. Oh. But his dad's not here, his brother's not here. Bate's still here. That's how he even sleeps in those clothes. He never changes. Such a small boy for such a big responsibility.
They must be in Zadia by now. Someday, we'll make it there.
I think you might be the one to bring about permanent peace.
I don't know if I'm ready for this bait.
I don't think you are, but you will be, if that makes sense. You're not because you're 8, 10, but you will be because you're good. It's amazing how different it is. They can't be that far into Zadia and... Oh my god, this child. Oh. It's happy.
Oh man!
They're so cute. It physically hurts.
Still have a mission. I'm taking you to my home. The other elves will help us get Zim to the Dragon Queen as fast as possible.
You also betrayed your oath. I don't know if that's going to go well.
By dusk. You're home now, Zim.
He's burping sparkles. And he's so happy about it.
It's okay? Sure.
The king requests a tart of jelly.
Of course.
May I have another?
The king requests another tart of jelly.
You can change some of this
The king
ludicrous...
requests that you stop repeating. I realized as soon as I said it.
You may have as many tarts.
Good morning, King Ezran.
He'd have a region.
High Council.
Zim, no!
That's true love right there. Can we get him a bath?
Can you summarize?
There have been some bad events.
What?
There have been attacks in other kingdoms. Successful attacks.
Fuck.
It appears that Zadia is waging war on all of humanity.
It's not, it's Viren the Vile.
We need the king's judgment immediately.
Claudia and Soren. It's not easy being the king. And the judgment wouldn't need to be immediate. I don't think her homecoming is going to be as happy as she thinks it will
How are
be.
we gonna get down?
Like, people that personally care about her will be thrilled. But she failed in her mission. And I know that she's ultimately doing the right thing, but will they believe it?
Up we go!
I don't think Callum can climb like you. You can fly! You silly dragon!
For treason. We suspect they were involved in his conspiracy.
They were and they weren't.
You've got it all wrong. Tell them we didn't do anything wrong.
I mean, they were sent to kill them. He was.
King Ezran, they need to be locked away. Give the order.
This is so a child's version of,
I'm
like,
not really
court and
sure what they
counts.
were trying to do. Keep the chains on. Until I can make up my mind.
Thing is, he would have a regent, they would have installed a regent. I don't know that he'd be making any of these decisions. I suppose it is different kingdom to kingdom or whatever, but like, he might be sitting in on the council at this age, but he's too young to be making these kind of decisions, and it would suck because the regent would potentially have their own aims. Oh, I know, baby. Is there anyone here who just wants to care for him and protect him?
Dad wanted me to kill the princes. That means we're guilty.
You didn't do it.
At least
That's
I
the
am.
important part.
No, or mislistened? But there's no way Dad would tell you to do that.
There is, and you two need to make your own decisions on
Dad's in
Breakaway.
prison.
Prince Kasif.
He's
I heard
so
about what happened to your
diplomatic and
father.
very... Is he even
I'm
10?
so sorry.
I don't think he
Thank you
is.
for your condolences.
I'm happy to meet you.
My army stands outside
Is that
the
not
city
done?
gates, at the ready.
At the ready?
Why is the child on the throne now?
You're
Isn't
not
there an adult
wrong.
advisor I can speak with? If you can't take action against Zadia, you have failed as a king.
It's his first
You
day.
have failed as a son.
Enough.
Oh,
You have a disagreement,
Ezran.
but you are in the court.
I will remain in Katalis, awaiting your decision.
I get why he's frustrated. You know, you're told one thing by a regent. He would be like, why are they treating us like this? But there's no need to be rude. I mean, I'm proud of you. Sim, you can fly. Is it still a bit patchy?
Are you sure this is safe?
As long as you hold on tight.
Did you show him how to hold on tight? Oh, she knew what he'd end up holding on tight to. Oh, and Sim's having the best time. That was amazing.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to.
They're so sweet. And Sim is so happy.
No one blames you for being a child.
Exactly.
There are capable people around you who can take up the burden of ruling for a few years. Will you
I mean, that's
just
what's
focus
normally
on
done.
growing up? Yes. Someone you trust.
Her.
You choose who it is.
Corvus.
For a few years,
Bait.
the crown will be here for.
It's probably the right call.
Think about it.
Although right now, I think whoever it is probably will take them to war and potentially execute Claudia and Soren, so...
I agree. You'd be a tyrant.
He would! It must be so lovely for her to be home as well.
I used to come to this meadow when I was a kid. I would spend hours on my
She
own.
gets to show
exploring and
him at
making all
home.
kinds of color.
It's so cute.
It's an adorable.
They're so cute.
Love them.
You are now going to be covered.
Suits you.
Be careful though, because you're close to her home and I am worried about how they're going to greet him.
Hey, these things come off, right?
Oh. So cute. He should have a region, even if it's like a region, but he can overrule it or something. It's tiny. I know. He did do some shady things on the run and...
All of you knew King Harrow as a great king. He was a leader, a warrior, and a champion.
Are a wise tiny baby.
But I knew him as my dad. That I don't have to be the king my father was.
Ooh.
My father made choices to keep fighting battles that started hundreds of years before he was born. I don't want to be that kind of king.
He is very wise for a small baby boy.
Set them free. Soren and Claudia will not pay for the mistakes their father made. Will not go to war. I'm sorry about what happened to your father and what
It was
happened to
actually
mine.
Vera and he's currently
We
in
don't have to
prison.
avenge them. We can choose peace.
He is wise, but he's also like 8. It's just bloodshed for the sake of bloodshed. I mean, normally in wars, it's not the kings that fall, it's the
King
poor
Ezran.
people.
Peace will require just as much strength as war. Are you prepared to defend it?
Yes.
He is, I believe that. I mean, he's also tiny, but I believe in him. When he gets his official portrait done, Bait better be in it. Oh, I'm proud of him. Okay, so I'm guessing the next episode is going to delve into their return to Rayla's home and whatever the reaction is. But I loved this episode. I loved seeing Callum and Zim explore the wonders of Zadia and the delight they had, and Rayla kind of being so mission focused, and they've been mission focused this whole time, but now kind of realizing we can stop and we can enjoy the small things, and I can tease him and they can just continue their beautiful relationship that they have. The big part of this episode, of course, was Ezran discovering just what it means to be king, and it's not all putting on a crown, getting to go to parties. There are a lot of big decisions. Now, I do think he's so young that before he was even found, I'm pretty sure they would have just had a regency council in place in like a realistic kingdom. I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but he's 10 at the most. And I know that like kind of I think it was Edward V was like 12, and they were like, "Oh, does he need a law protector? Does he not?" And it was kind of a law protect. I mean, that did not end well, but the desire, the thought was he would be able to make decisions just with a counsel, kind of an advisor, who was a regent really. And I do think Ezran is. It's a bit ridiculous that he could rule an entire kingdom and make decisions that affect the lives of everybody, but it is a TV show. It is a kids' TV show. And Ezran is actually an extraordinarily wise and good 10-year-old, 8-year-old, 5-year-old. So I think he, regardless of the realism of it all, he will actually make a really good king, and he will care about doing what's right and fixing the mistakes of his father. Now, Viren has set a lot of shit into motion, because obviously it does look weird when a regent goes and is like, we should go to war, and then your people get assassinated, and then the Catullus is like, actually, no, we're not, we're fussed now, we're not bothered, and we don't even have a regent anymore. You would wonder what was going on. I almost think Catullus should open up and be honest about Viren and say, like, he was not regent, he was just a power-hungry man trying to take power for himself, and I'm sorry if he misled you, we did not know, when we found out, we arrested him. Because I guess they are not saying that because they think it's going to make them look weak, although clearly he saw them being like, they're some Viren's children, and so he'll know. I do think Catullus is potentially going to end up being between the kingdoms and Zadia, and it could cause problems, but I have faith and believe in Ezra. And I also do believe Bate would be a tyrant. I want to know I don't remember which of those kings and queens they listed, like if the little girl is alive or dead, because she seemed to have her head on straight. But regardless, Viren's plan worked very well, and we need to find proof that it was him. I do hope in this season we see Claudia and Soren break completely away from their father and realise that he is... Did I say this was season 2? It's season 3 actually, isn't it? Break away from... No, it's my mind. Here it is. Sorry. Just realised. In my head I felt like I haven't been watching this show for that long, but I have, and I love it. I do hope that they realise their father did ask him to do that, and he is an evil man, and they should do better. This was a very good episode. Thank you so much, Albert, for sponsoring, and thank you for watching.